What's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday. It's beard therapy time. How is everybody doing? I'm here with Joe, of course, and Ruddy Man, Jimmy. How's
Hey.
everyone doing?
Yeah, all right. Jimmy is ready to go. Looks like wow, we got a couple dudes in here, Jimmy. You know how to bring the people out.
Yeah.
We used to have like two people waiting in our chat, and then now look at you coming in here. Okay,
Wow.
we're gonna do a quick roll call. We're gonna do a more complete explanation of what this whole retrospective series is. I kind of put a post on it to hint at it, and then we're gonna take the beard version of This Is Your Life Ruddy Man Grooming Company kind of thing. All right. I'm hoping to make Jimmy pause at least 3 to 5 times and really rack his brain on something. That's my goal. Okay, so
That's not too hard to actually do. So
you're still too young, Jimmy, to be saying that. Ryan J. Zubich. I am not sure that Ryan J. Zubich is not a bot because he's always in here once, always at the early part, and then I don't see Ryan J. Zubich ever again. So Ryan J. Zubich, if you're here, good to see you again for many weeks. Bearded Wolf in the house. Waltimus Prime. Bearded Troy, Chops Bearded. These are the pregame boys before we went on air. Billy Rogers, Rob Brannon, who is a happy Cleveland Brown fan right now. Big Bearded Brother, what's up, my man? The Beard Society with Mick and Ryan. That's as bad as the Cousins. It's always Mick, just in case anyone didn't know. Rob Acker, Irish Whisker, what's up, brother? Deliberately Bearded, Big Ron. There he is, Red Beard Ryan. Straighten your man out. Tell him to get rid of that Mick and Ryan thing. You guys are like trying to pull a fast one on us. Brett Berlin, another happy Cleveland. I don't know, Brett. Yeah, you're a Cleveland guy. I know you're an Ohio State guy. So hey, the Barden. Glad to see you. Barden was just kind of chilling during the latter part of 2020. Good to see Adam in here. Great guy. Yeah. Josh Ricks in the house. Good to see you, King Ginger. I say to start the program. We'll see if that sentiment maintained. Sleepy Mike. There he is. And who else we got? Copper John, Tyson. Chris, what's up, brother?
What's up,
man? And Weatherbeard Supply. Camel Cam, first time in a while. Get that, what is that thing called? What's that pie, that state pie of Indiana called? The sugar pie, Camel Cam? All right. Yes, I am, Joe. God dog. Yeah. Hey, I'd be too. Take a big, first playoff win in a while. Secondly, over the hated Steelers, I would be happy as well. All right, guys. So here was the idea. We wanted to give you something. I don't know about Johnny. I just said, Johnny, I want to do this. And as we are wont to do on Beard Therapy, we usually say, okay.
Yeah.
I thought about, after you're into something for a little while, and maybe this is being older, you start to get a little retrospective. You start thinking about things. And January was the second year of my inclusion in the IG beer community. And I just started thinking, these guys that have been around as long as I have or longer, it would be cool to sit down with them, both beard company or beard personality, be that reviewer or someone else, and just pick their brains on all the stones that have been uncovered from when they started to now. Because there's lots of times where you're introduced to these guys and their new ascent and this and that. But the idea here is to really dig in and maybe throw Jimmy some questions that he has never been asked before, and maybe throw him a couple fun ones. But to really get behind, you've been behind the scenes. Now let's get into the bloodstream of Jimmy Atkins and Ruddy Man Grooming. So that's what we're going to try and do tonight. And a caveat here, anytime we do the retrospective series, and I'm looking at trying to do one a month, the Dirty 930 rules, we're not going to stay at here at 2 o'clock. If we're having a good, rich discussion with Jimmy Atkins or whomever, I don't want to be hindered by a clock. So Dirty 930 will occur. It just might be Dirty 942. Who knows, okay?
Right.
So, Jimmy, any questions before the steam is just warming up, Jimmy? It's not quite hot yet.
I love one of my favorite things about this whole community is how many little catchphrases and things pop up. And I mean, all the ones that I'm called, they didn't originate with me. Somebody else started them. So there's some smart dudes out there that come up with some stuff. But Dirty 930 is hilarious.
That's a Rob Acker creation.
Well, I tell you, ask me your questions. I'm not afraid.
All right.
So.
All right, here we go. Every timeline needs at least a start. We don't have an end because Ruddy Man Grooming is still going. So to the closest hour you can get me. When did Ruddy Man, which wasn't Ruddy Man Grooming back then, was it? Or has it always been Ruddy Man Grooming?
It's been Ruddy Man Beard Company to start with.
Okay, so we started at Ruddy Man Beard Co. When did Jimmy Atkins get the idea to start this company?
I would say that I was tossing the idea around probably between 2015 and 2016. Just as like you guys know, I'm a musician. So at the time I was really trying very, very hard to be a solo act because my band had broken up. The band I'd been in for over like a decade. We'd broken up. So I was really pushing towards the solo thing. And I thought it would be nice to have like a bottle of beard oil on my CD tables. Just as like, hey, that's something that not everybody does, that's playing music. So that was kind of tossing around the idea. It never came to fruition, but I did have some friends in my church who tried their hand at it. And I guess they tried for about 6 months and just didn't have the time for it. So they gave me some pointers when push came to shove. I needed some extra dough for my family. So they kind of steered me in the right direction to begin, and we actually started trying to make our own products in 2017 in around January, February. And that's when I started like throwing them at friends who had beards, but we officially started in June of that year.
Okay. So June of 2017, you say, or 2018?
Yes, sir. Yes,
June of 2017. Wow. So you're a little bit older than I even thought. Okay. So what is the first fragrance or essential oil you remember purchasing?
I definitely got a lot of cedar. I think a ton of my first startups were just like 1 and 2 essential oils at the time. At the time it was a big hubbub in my area where you never used anything that wasn't EO, because if you did, then you're putting carcinogens in your body and you're going to die and your family's going to die and everybody's going to die. And so it was like, okay, God, I just want my beard to not look like a rat's nest. So let's maybe back it up a little bit. But as a result, I think I picked up a few really, really way overpriced essential oils from just like a local health hut kind of place or something.
Okay.
And I think I had 4 different ones that I went with. One of them just kind of didn't do well at all. But the first 3, and I toyed with bringing them back just for like an origin series, kind of like what you're doing here.
Yeah.
But just like as a physical product. The first 3, one was called Godly Beard. It was cedar and frankincense. Another was Red Wolf. That was cedar and lavender. And then the last one of those was called Nightcap, and it was lavender, patchouli, and I can't remember what else it was. It wasn't cedar, but it was something else that, it was just like a sleepy time type thing. So those were the first 3. Yeah.
Okay, so those are the first 3 Ruddy Man scents ever.
Yes.
Because
I labeled and did the whole shebang with.
I remember Godly.
Yeah,
I remember. Now you may have riffed on it since your original, but I remember the name because that was one of the scents I tried of yours first. Was Godly?
Yes, yeah. It had a lightning bolt on it.
Yes, the belly layer.
And at the time, I was doing nothing but like little clip art kind of things. So I was like very icon centric.
We're gonna get to that in a little bit, but
okay.
That I really dig. Okay, we'll get there. Are we Ruddy Man Beard Co. yet, or are we just a dude who wants to make beard oil?
My wife and I definitely knew we were going to do Ruddy Man Beard Company. We were in testing, but in all that, we were getting paperwork and all that stuff ironed out, making sure that we had our ducks in a row before we ever started selling on a platform where the IRS could look at us. We wanted to make sure that, first of all, we had something people, at least in my neck of the woods, would buy. And then secondly, that we were like legit paper wise.
Carrier blend. Now you said you had some people helping you out who had tried their hand and it didn't quite work, whatever. So did you have kind of an idea for a carrier blend with this assistance, or is that something that you just really took on yourself and And is the Ruddy Carrier blend as we speak the same as your original?
Okay. Yeah, they gave me the idea for the 4 carriers we use. And they also gave me the idea, don't do sweet almond in yours because people have allergies. Now, I'm an allergic person by and large. Like I can't do cats. I don't know, weirdly, I can't eat bananas or watermelon. It's just strange stuff, weird stuff. I also can't do really, really charred, like well done steaks. That that's a little tongue-in-cheek joke there, but I didn't want to do anything that could necessarily deter a larger portion of people to sell to. And so they gave me the 4 carriers we use now, just in a completely different ratio. It did not work for me.
Okay.
And if it didn't work for me, I was not going to sell it. So Shasta and I went back and forth. Like, basically, she would tell me how it looked, how it felt to like touch my beard and that kind of thing. And once we got to that one sweet spot where it didn't like bring residue back off your hands or anything like that, I was like, okay, now we've got it. And that's what we have today. We haven't messed with it at all.
Now, Princess and Prince Tingle, are they in the picture? Is one of them in the picture at this point in time?
Yeah, Princess Tingle is around.
Is around, okay.
She at that time was just shy of a year old.
Okay.
So, actually, no, wait, she had turned a year old at that time. So that was another part of it. Was, I'm a stay-at-home dad. My job at the time was being a worship pastor at a local church, but we didn't have offices, so I was always here.
Okay.
And that helped out because my wife's a teacher. She's gone every day. And that means, I'm raising the kid. And I'm not gigging at the time. So I needed some creative outlet and some moolah. So, but yeah, we had her. Rowan wouldn't show up until 2 years after her. So
now you have long been a show guy, and I know coronavirus has really impacted that. And aside from the pocketbook, based on comments I've heard you make, I know you just love the experience of going to shows and doing the whole thing. Was your first ever sale a show sale, an online sale, or something else?
That's good. I think it was the first time I saw like dollars in my hand.
Yeah.
That weren't from the 2 guys that were helping me. Like, okay. I mean, and I only don't count them because they were helping me anyway. The first time I looked down and saw $12 for a bottle of beard oil, that I had made, that was at a trade show for local artisans in a town right down the road from me. And it was at the show called, it was called Hughes and Brews. So it was like an arts and beer kind of craft beer show. So at that time, I had also come out with what at that point was just going to be a summertime scent, Shipwreck.
Okay.
And then another one specifically for that show that hung around a little longer than that, called Ginger Pale Ale.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
It was basically grapefruit, pepper, and like hops infused carrier oil.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So people came by, and I really think the only people that bought it were already, 3 or 4 bottles deep.
They were they were in the bruised half of the fence.
They were like, this smells just like me right now, man. So I'm going to take it. So yeah, but that was the first time I saw money that I can remember anyway from the venture. Yeah. Now
we're kind of summer 2017. When does Ruddy Man start to have a presence on Instagram?
Well, I had a profile as soon as we started.
Okay.
I jumped into that community probably that same year and realized at the time it just felt like a cesspool. Like I don't want to like judge anybody in a wrong way, but it just like all I saw was companies gnashing at each other and ambassadors just going to town, like talking trash. I didn't have any kind of gauge on how to hop into anything like that. And, I'm an old church boy here. So, like the last thing I want to do is say, hey, buy from me too. Like it was just not going to happen. So, I like laid out. I think I didn't really hop in to the current setup until, oh gosh, maybe February of 2019. Yeah. So up until that point, it was just trade shows. Anytime I could get a trade show, we'd go sell. Yeah.
Which is about when I was starting to get involved. And so, and you felt like to me, a newer company, which is why when you said 2017, I was like, wow, that's a lot older than I had assumed your starting was.
Yeah. Well, my business brain didn't really start until 2019 anyway.
Okay. Fair enough.
It was really just throwing a bunch of Hail Marys and trying. I did not have any background in business whatsoever. I was just a one-trick pony with a guitar, and to do this was just like, okay, I'm going to sell this like CDs. I'm just going to be nice to people, and it worked. It worked enough to be a side hustle. And then eventually, my wife is very outgoing when it comes to like helping me approach people. We were throwing business cards at folks in the Target parking lot, man. Like it was just. Anybody who had a beard, hey, nice beard, here, buy this from me. We were totally loitering and soliciting and everything else, and didn't really even know it at the time. It was like later on we were like, wow, that was probably wrong.
That's what you're doing to start it up, right? You're doing I remember seeing a company, they did a live in a Walmart, and they were stuffing business cards into the jeans in the Walmart, in the back. It's just
wow, that's a good idea.
It was a great idea, and he was doing it. I was like, what a great idea!
I'm not writing this down right now.
So from 2017, with you working with these two guys that are helping you, to the Jimmy/Ruddy man that most of us know, which is the 2019 Instagram version of you and your company. Biggest light bulb that went off from you in that year and a half time?
The biggest light bulb. Ooh. Well, every time we did a trade show, my wife, she's an artist, and so she had her own business. We had the same tax ID number, but both of us are doing business as different entities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this was, it was fantastic for our marriage because we worked together like in tandem for all of these shows. And it was just an exciting time because for the first time ever, we were working on something together. So every time we did a trade show, like we would get back in the U-Haul or the car or whatever we had stuffed everything into. And we look at each other and say, man, that was great. High five. Let's go through a drive-through, whatever. And then on the way home, we were like, okay, next time we got to do this, 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 this. And so it's a bunch of, I guess, little light bulbs, more like a string of Christmas lights throughout that year.
Yeah.
I think the first real light bulb was probably like, I've got to get a larger audience that sees me consistently, or sees the brand consistently. And so I think, weirdly, I got into this big show because we were only doing trade shows. I got into this really huge, like the Southeast's largest Christmas show at all.
Is that the one in Charlotte or near Charlotte?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, it cost an arm and a leg, but I made all that back over and over, like stupid amounts of money I'd never seen in my life ever, off of ounces of oil, and I'm sitting here like thinking, okay, what am I going to do with some of this excess? I'm going to, up the game in the shop. I'm going to up the game in production. But then I also want to push money towards, at the time, the Squatch soap commercial had just come out, and I thought it was hilarious, man. I was like, I need to spend money on this.
Yeah.
And that didn't end up coming to fruition and I'm glad, because I wasn't ready. I don't know that I actually am still for right now. We're moving that direction, but eventually I came to the idea, like, why don't I take some of that money and throw it towards people who have some clout, just give them free product. If there's any fees, pay for them. I learned a lot of hard knocks that way. But at the beginning of 2019, people were like, my whole point was to like get tons of stuff to everybody and have these little mini explosions all over the internet so that I could just introduce myself. If I could get them to come to my page, I was confident that I could be like me and they'd be interested at least. So, and that ended up working to our benefit, I think. So yeah, that was the light bulb. It was like, let's advertise some way. And it turned out to be through reviewers.
First, this is a later question I'm going to bring up earlier since you're on this. First guy from the Instagram community who reviewed you on YouTube.
Man, I think, gosh, I don't remember his handle now.
Not a guy that's still active?
No, he is. He is. Actually, I think it was Beard Mode. I think Beard Mode did it.
Okay.
And I thought he had a cool thing going because he's got like I think it's a bathroom, but it looks like one of those little closets under a stairwell. But he had it. Well, yeah, but it was a very, very well kept troll, if that's what it was, because the place was immaculate. He had like really cool lighting. He had a great shelf full of stuff. He's the first guy I saw utilize like a magnetic board for balms all over it.
Okay, yeah.
And dude, since then, I've talked with him a few times. He reviewed me a second time down the road, and it was really favorable. But that first one was excruciating, man. He just and it was bound to happen because I didn't have a great product then. Like the oil was fine. Nobody's had a problem with that. But it was my balms. I just could not figure out how not to make them like super dry. Okay. And on camera, he would peel the balm up and you would hear it go, and it was like this. It was like, what was that stuff when GAC was a thing? It's the little bubbly stuff, like the scrunchy stuff.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
My daughter had it.
And I was like, that's not supposed to be what you put in your face. Nobody wants that. But, kind of going back, I've said this a few times. When I first came onto the scene in Instagram, I said everything was like backbitey, fighty, all this stuff.
Yeah.
There were a few companies I had reached out to just to see if they would give me hey, go this way. I wasn't asking for recipe book stuff, but because I knew my balms were really struggling, I was like, hey, I need to know, how do I make this balm not so dry? That was the question that I was asking. And 2 or 3 guys just told me, nope, you're competition. I'm not helping you at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, well, in a very base business sense, I understand that, but I am coming to you as somebody who only wants to feed my family. At the time, all I wanted to do was pay like my internet bill. I'm not trying to take people from your neck of the woods. I just want to know how to sell to my people here.
Right.
And that turned me off to the whole community thing. And then we gave it another shot. And I don't know if you're going to ask about this, but that's why I'm such a proponent for helping people out with. Yeah,
it's something that definitely has been a theme of yours, I remember. Okay, so let's think like first half of 2019. I'm gonna hit you with some things because that's when I encountered you. First time I ever saw you was, and it was this kind of cool thing because I'd seen Fable do it, I'd seen Chesapeake do it, I'd seen Honest Ape do it, but you and Fable were the only guys at the time I'd seen turn on their camera and just do work. And it was like Instagram Live, and dudes could come in. So to me, it was like, holy cow, this is like a director's commentary, but I've got the director right freaking here. It's not on a DVD. I'm not him. And you were printing out labels, and you were talking not to anyone in particular, but you were like, yeah, there was this guy who was DMing me. He said he was a butter aficionado. I don't know what a butter aficionado is, blah, blah, blah. And you were just like,
yeah.
And I'm like, and that's your very gregarious and also humanistic personality came out just in the 10 minutes I was in there, And so I'm like, oh, I got to watch this guy. And then all of a sudden you started popping up with what became known as the Ruddy Ramble, right?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about And it seems like this plays back into your idea of becoming noticed, but I thought the Ruddy Ramble was particularly effective because whenever I could tune in, I did. So talk a little bit about the Ruddy Ramble.
Yeah, well, it's funny how things start off with a very static kind of idea, like I'm going to do this so people get to know me. One thing that I've always known is a strength of mine, and it's not something that's an arrogant thing. It's just I know how to treat people nicely. I know, and I've even been told by people who are like confidants of mine. They're like, Jimmy, I just don't know if I can do it. And I'm like, yeah, you can. You can. All you have to do is be nice. Like, really, seriously, all you have to do is choose not to be a dillweed and you'll be okay. Like you can, and even go the extra mile and say, please and thank you. Oh my goodness. It's crazy what doors will open up for you. And sometimes they get slammed in your face, but if you don't like retaliate, that's a different thing. But the whole point was like, yeah, I want to get people to come find out who I am. Hey, this is a nice guy. Even if his oil sucks, maybe it's cool to know him. And I think maybe I tried to do that kind of thing, yes, for the business thing, but as I was doing it, the more I did it, the more I realized that the same people are coming into these rooms, and I'm starting to have, tiny tethers of relationship.
Right.
And at the time, of course, I'm a stay-at-home father. I don't have offices. I see my family all the time because we work together, but I don't really, I don't have a band anymore. I don't see people. I'm going through this grieving process for a 10+ year band that's just not there. And so for me, these Ruddy Rambles were actually kind of therapeutic. They ended up being something that was like, I'm making some, I don't know if I would call them friends at that time, but I'm seeing the same people every day. Maybe down the road, this can, a few of these guys can be some buddies of mine, mm-hmm. And it actually gave me a ton of confidence in front of a camera. I'd always been so weird about I loved music, but I hated photo shoots. You always have to have a photo shoot for an album. I mean, people don't like albums with no pictures, and I always hated that junk. But the more I do this, the more I realized, I'm meant to be personable with people. So the Ruddy Rambles just happen to be kind of at any point of the day, like I'm working on this, or I decided to celebrate the very smallest, dumbest things, the most minuscule things, like, hey, guess what came in the mail today? Bubble mailers, wow, you're really doing it, man. And it was just because if business is happening, if I have to buy these, it means that I have to fill them and send them to people who bought them, bought things from me. So that's celebratory. And down the road, it turned into man, I went a day without a ramble. I think I'm jonesing for it now,
Right.
I think maybe a smidge addicted actually to not hearing myself talk, but talking to people.
Right.
And and after a time, it was just like, heck with it. I'm beautiful. I like looking at myself.
Now, I'm going to come back to that ramble, but
yeah,
for me, something very important happened on the ramble. But now I want to address the website, the Ruddy Man Beard Co. website, which to me, I found it, firstly, the design of it, I really dug. And I said something about it in my review of your company. I said there were some aspects of the website I really love. But when I was thinking about you and the questions I was going to ask you is, and I think this comes from you being a lyricist, people love stories, right? I think as humans, we innately connect to stories. And you had something you do not get on most beard selling companies' websites. You had stories connected to your scents via the music connection. Like the Panther scent was connected because you had. So you had these little stories that were hugely compelling. It's like, okay, I can look at this scent with a cool little black cat on it and read these 3 things that are in it. Or I could learn about Johnny Dongo, who played in a band, and I'm like, and that really drew me in. So talk a little bit about why you decided to go that route with your original web design.
Oh yeah, well, my original web design was on Squarespace, I had already been used to using Squarespace for music, and I think most people will tell you like the two biggies are Squarespace and Shopify. And Shopify is absolutely driven towards e-commerce. It's where I am now for Ruddy Man.
Yeah.
But Squarespace just looks beautiful.
It
like
does.
their whole setup is very it's windy. It's very I don't know. I want to say like it flows just so well. And I think that was just kind of like what I had known. I just stuck with what I had known. But the reason that I wanted to do the scent profiles, I called them later the artist signature series. And I do know that there are some other companies out there that really hang their hat on making beard care products for musicians. So that's rad. But I wanted to marry the two things in my life that were the biggest things at that point. Besides my wife and kids under them. So my love for music, I just did not want that to be a chapter that was done. And so the very best way I could kind of link them together while I'm sitting in the house writing songs whenever I can and then filling up bottles was to try to get some notable artists in at least in my area to use the product and help push it, And so the signature series was born. Panther was made for a guy from Charlotte. His name's John Mark McMillan. He's really, really well known in the Christian music world. And he's still working hard, man. He's killing it. The end I had with that was like at the very end of our band, the guy who was playing electric guitar for us is a dear friend of mine now. He's played guitar on some of my solo work, and he was touring with John. So it was just kind of a little like, why not? Let's just try. So that worked out. I had a couple others on there that were made for the guys that used to be in my band. One of them being my brother. Dapper Fox is actually for my brother.
Okay.
And that's a really great seller for me. And that one's kind of like peppermint spruce kind of stuff for vocal work,
And that's an OG set. That's one of the old ones.
Yeah, that was probably the very first one I did that was for someone else, like a collaboration type thing. And then Big and Tall was for my bassist. His name was Jake Bigelow. And he was a bassist, and he is both big and tall. Like he's just a broad dude, very tall, and he loved cedar and sandalwood. So we put that together and made that, and a few others. I think Southern Gent is one of them, actually, for a drummer who is now drumming with that John Mark McMillan guy. So it was a fun way to like connect dots between my musical life and this new life I had as a business person, and I can't tell you there's just this in the bottle, like I just don't I just don't think that it's fun. I don't think it's fun. It's fine if that works for somebody else. My brain won't let me do it. Like if it smells like this, I want you to go to a point of nostalgia. I want it to put you somewhere that you've lived sometime in your past. And I'm going to tell you where it came from for me, because the one thing I hate the most, guys, this is just free 99 for y'all. I cannot stand when people are like, well, what's the meaning of that song? Oh, I don't like to tell the meaning. I like people to interpret, blah, blah, blah. You can interpret all you want to. You wrote it for a reason, son. Tell me what it is. And that's what I want to do. I want to tell you what it is. Story time.
Now, I'm of conflicted beliefs on that one, but we could DM about all that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to come back to Ruddy Reveal here in a second, because you keep touching on a particular topic that's near and dear to your heart, and I definitely have to get into it. But I wanted to say two things. Number one is, when I bought the sampler pack, Bomb House was fairly new, and I was fairly new. I hadn't tried that many scents, but what never got into this beard was a food scent. That was one of the first food scents of any kind that got in here. And I so loved Bomb House that it was awesome for me personally, because it opened my rather closed mind to like, well, if you like this, maybe you'll like that. And subsequently, I probably put more apple variations in my beard as a result thanks to the introduction of Bomb House. So I just wanted to say, now I have you here. Thank you very much for that.
Oh, man.
I know you did that for me, but I remember you did that for me. All right.
Oh, thanks.
So if you, by the way, if those of you out in the, and one of the reasons we're doing this, we got guys that have been here around here longer than I have. We got dudes that are relatively new. Some of you know Ruddy Man. You may have known Ruddy Man for 3-4 months, but if you never got a chance to visit the old design, I'm sorry for you, because I missed that. Not to say I don't like the new design, because Shasta's art is amazing and we're going there, but there was something very kind of, I don't know the right word right now, but I really miss that old website. And even the, like, how you wash your beard, there was just all these lovely little things about it, you know. It was just it was a piece of art unto itself. And you think of a website like, well, this is just the mechanism to make the transaction, but no, there was more to that with Ruddy Man. Johnny, when you get a chance, would you throw up the logos that I tossed you? All right, Jimmy, before we get to reveal, from February to July, biggest of 2019, biggest mistake you made.
February to July.
Let's call it, let me make this easier. From February, from your new entree into Instagram to your first DNC appearance, biggest mistake you made.
Oh, boy. Okay.
That's right around that time. And if you need to put it on the shelf and think, I'm okay with that, because I'm going to ask a similar question.
No, that's a great question. I probably, okay. This is an issue that I have because I'm so, like we talked about, I like being friendly. I think I tried to be friends with so many people. I tried to be friendly with so many people that I think I ended up making relationships with folks just to find out that they were in hot water with everybody else. And that made me look terrible, you know?
Yeah.
And here I am, I'm thinking, guys, I just showed up. I don't know anything. So I want to be a cautionary tale, but I want to be cautionary about my caution. You know, like I be careful who you befriend, watch for a time. But don't be closed off to befriending people who are could be necessarily ostracized because of one or two mistakes that they've since tried to right. You know, like, you know, that's just a little 2 cents in there. But at the time, I was just trying to make friends with so many people that I ended up finding, you know how it is. You throw in sand, and then you sift the pan to look for gold. It's that kind of thing. At the time, I didn't think I was panning. I thought I was just like, hey, everybody, just be my buddy, you know, like, and it bit me a couple of times. So that was probably my worst mistake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Biggest, I don't know what you want to call it. You can call it yeehaw moment, victory in that same area of time.
I think, let's see. I don't remember if it was prior to or after, like you said, the Dan C thing. That was a big gateway for me.
Yeah.
I had Dom Gerald's, the drummer who helped me make Southern Gent. I had him on an IG live, and you know, I didn't realize at the time, because I'm tech stupid. Or at the time, I was pretty dumb. I've picked up a lot of things since then, but at the time, I didn't realize that if he came onto the stream, all of his people saw it. Now, Dom is immensely popular in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is immensely bigger than where I live. So when I went on the stream with him, you know, it was he and his wife, and I'm chatting with him like, so why'd you want to go with this scent profile? And then lo and behold, my stream is like blowing up to the point that at the time IG Live was kind of new. It was glitching out on us, you know, like I was seeing upwards of like 150 and 200 people showing. I was like, what is happening? What is happening? And I remember thinking for a fleeting second, I was like, oh, this is the break, son. This is it. This is it. And then, and you know, we sold some really, I mean, it was hyping up the release of Southern Gent, and we sold enough of it to get people immediately talking about how, man, peach works. Like, wow. And here I thought, Dom, this was just for me and Dom to make for him. He just liked it. So we were going to make it.
African-American gentleman?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I was in that street for a little while.
And he came over to my house when we first started chatting about it. He was driving through and he was like, man, and okay, so Dom is super, super nice, super cool. But just like most artists, he's got a really cool like spaciness to him where he's trying to grab whatever that word is to make it out of his mouth. So he's like, yeah, I just know I want peach. And I was like, okay, I can find that. And he goes, but I want it to be like I'm eating peaches at Christmas. And I was like, okay, here we go. And I mean, I'm a musician. I'm trying to track with him, but he's leaving me in the shallow end, man, real fast. And then he goes, but I also want it to be like you ate peaches at Christmas time next to a campfire. And I was like, campfire? And he goes, no, fireplace inside. And I'm like, how are we going to do that? How are we going to do this? So I find peach, of course. And then I'm like, okay, fir tree, that's Christmas. We'll go with that. I mixed it together and he goes, where's the fire? And I'm like, well, I found this thing called this essential oil called amyris. It actually belongs to the grass family, but it's got this weird, like very subtle smoky scent. And I said, and the way I'm envisioning it now, I'm talking to him the same way, man. I'm like, the way I'm envisioning it is this, man. You're eating peaches. They've just been lightly grilled. Okay. Lightly grilled. He goes, okay. And he said, and I said, they've just been lightly grilled. There's a Christmas tree in the corner. You turn and walk out of that room, shut the door behind you, but you still have the reminiscent aroma of the fireplace on you. And he goes, I got to smell this. So I gave it to him and he goes, that's it. So when he came on the live stream after that, he was so excited. I think he told people about it before he even went on. You know? Awesome. So I know I'm dragging this way out, but it was just it was so perfect, man. It was so perfect. And I remember thinking, this is like, we just had like a beard oil baby, like, and we made something really cool that we like. Yeah. And then it sold enough because of his following that people started buying it up within the community. Yeah. And then I think they started eyeballing when the next things would come out. And it just felt like, maybe I'd done something right. So.
Great story. It's like you guys are using the same structure to talk and music and all of that kind of stuff, only with a beard oil. All right, Jimmy. Yeah. A couple things I want to go with because you've left me a lot of nice open doors. Let's go back to Ruddy Reveal because I remember, I don't know where I saw it or heard. I like you, so I've been in a lot of things that you've done. But I remember you saying once, like, you didn't even really intend for the beard community to know that you had been a pastor, but it was up on your website, and as I'm doing a review, I'm scouring everything, right?
Yeah.
But out of the blue, one damn day, there's a Ruddy Reveal, and whoop, here comes an acoustic guitar. And on top of that, this damn guitar has the most amazing story behind it. So we're going back to stories here. And then those of us who were in that Ruddy Ramble, if I said reveal, I'm sorry, Ruddy Ramble, we got to hear you play the thing and listen to you sing. And we were like, what? And that's when I think the bigger at-large IG community realized, oh, shit, this dude's a musician too? And that's when Jimmy Atkins' music came out. And I've told this to Ruddy. I want to tell you all who are out there watching. We had Ruddy Man on second or third show ever of Beard Therapy, okay? Yeah. And he did Silhouette. Is that the name of the song, Jimmy?
I think Bayonet. Yeah. It does have that word in there. Yeah, you're right.
He performed Bayonet, and it was so good. I got Jimmy's CD, and I listened to it, and I listened to Jimmy's last concert with Rooted, and I'm taking nothing away from Jimmy's other musicians. I cannot take a darn thing away from that young lady who sings voice. Her voice is amazing. But Jimmy singing that song on the acoustic by himself had this haunting emotional level to it that gets lost when you add extra instruments to it. One of my favorite therapy highlights is Jimmy sing. I go back and listen to it a couple times every few months just because I love the sound of it. So
that's awesome.
Jimmy Atkins music. Let's screw Ruddy, man. We're gonna throw Ruddy at the side right now. Let's talk about Jimmy Atkins music in that you sort of revealed it to the community, because it wasn't really that open until, to my knowledge, until that Ruddy ramble.
Right. Yeah. I just missed playing one night. I think I actually set up. When I was doing IG Live, I just did. I had this tripod and I cranked the phone way up high, and I think I was asking people their opinions on what I should do with this room we're currently in, because it was all just newly drywalled, newly ceilinged, all that stuff, and I just needed to know what to do with the walls and stuff. And I think somebody like down here in the corner saw like a headstock of a guitar.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, "Oh, you got a guitar back there? Is that like an acoustic or an electric?" And I started talking about it, and they're like, "Well, let's hear something." And I did, and I played some instrumental, something or other. And at the time, I think it was getting out there that I was pretty openly professing my faith, Okay. So they were like, "Hey, do you know any hymns?" So I did a couple of, my arrangements of some hymns that I had done at the church. And then it got to where like every single time people were coming in like, "When are you going to pick up the guitar?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't want to do that every single time. Like dance, monkey dance, But at the same time, it was
you were missing your band, right? You were missing your band years too, right?
Yeah. Again, it was therapeutic. It was like, I'm going to play anyway. You might as well be in the room with me and hang out, So yeah, it definitely got some word around, and I can't deny that I was very happy about that, because it naturally happened. I didn't have to force it. I didn't have to push it. I had felt like my entire musical career, I had just pushed and pushed and pushed at doors that were not going to open. Tried and tried to do what was necessary to make that my living, and it just never happened. Now, I believe that was providence, but I also, I'm also a man who has, I have a need to get that out. So when it naturally occurred that way, it made me feel a lot better that I wasn't doing a thing to try to promote that part of who I was, and it turned out to be really, really good for my psyche. I could heal up from all the pain of not playing, and know that playing was part of what I need to do in the future without having to work so daggum hard at it. And now, I mean, doors have even opened recently for me to start working again in music.
Awesome.
Which, yeah, it's very awesome. I'm so excited. My wife and I are like, we're on this right path together in it. I'm not going to leave home for weeks at a time, and, she's not going to be alone. But there's just some really good stuff coming down the pipeline that I'm excited about. But it wouldn't have happened if I just said, "Oh, by the way, everybody, I make beard oil, but I also play this skit fiddle. Here we go." It just would have crashed and burned,
The organic nature of it definitely helped.
Yes.
And anyone in the audience, you can look at Jimmy's music on iTunes, like just hear the samples of the songs on there. I highly recommend. What's the Rooted album that Bayonet is on?
It's called Silhouettes.
I highly recommend that. And on Jimmy's channel, which is, what's your YouTube channel? Is it Ruddy Man, Jimmy? Or Jimmy
Ruddy Man Grooming.
Ruddy Man
Grooming. I do have a YouTube channel for my music, Jimmy Atkins Music. I'm going to be updating that very soon.
Well, on Ruddy Man Grooming is the last, at least temporarily, perhaps ever, the last Rooted concert, which was a good old time. You can hear the song Bayonet as well as a bunch of others. It's a folksy kind of bluegrassy vibe to it. Some of Jimmy's Christian roots slide in there in a song or two. Bayonet is just a haunting, lovely, but it is lovely music, but it's a horrific Civil War tale. But all of that came about and just out of a Ruddy reveal. And whoever it was like, hey, what's that sitting in the corner? Because
what you got that? What's that right back there, man? What is that?
All right, Jimmy, because you are such an awesome raconteur, I'm gonna now cherry pick from my questions to take us along, because there's been some good stuff here, but I over prepared and I'm okay with that. I'm a teacher. I do that kind of stuff. Speaking of someone at DM, you're okay, doing that. Okay, we got to hit this. If I remember correctly, at first you were either resistant, hesitant, or perplexed when King Tingle became a thing.
Yes.
Let's discuss when you first realized that King Tingle went beyond emo and who was it? Bearded
Story, right?
Bearded Story. What? Be honest, even if you have to bleep out a word. What was the first thought bubble in your mind when you realized, oh my goodness, this is now becoming a thing? I think.
Honestly, this is going to sound so geeky, man. But the first thing I thought was like, yes, I finally have a nickname I didn't choose for myself. I mean, come on, dude. Like, I was a geek my whole life, and I kept I was a book nerd. You know, I just loved to read, and all of my favorite characters were things that I am not. Like, when I was a younger guy, I would read these books, and the coolest characters to me were the ones that skateboarded and who didn't talk much. They were broody. And I just couldn't do either one of those things. I couldn't keep my mouth shut, and I couldn't stay on a board for anything. So, like, to try to force myself into a personality type or some kind of nickname that I wanted people to know me as, like, it was always dorky, you know? And some people would even say King Tingle is a very dorky nickname. I would caution them.
Yeah, indeed.
But it was another organic kind of thing. And I think I realized 2 or 3 live streams after that first one where I was called that. It was like, he's the king of tingles. And I was like, I don't even know. I don't know.
We're going to time this from 9:30. Give me that one, but we're a little off.
I mean, some might call me that, but no one here should be calling me that. And then, you know, like 2 or 3 live streams after that, I was like, oh my gosh, I am stuck with this. But, you know, I learned to love it, because it was like, these people are doing it good naturedly. You know, they're bringing this about because they have something to call me now, you know. And it's not a bad name, so it's good, you know.
And for everyone in the chat, notice the lower left of Jimmy's screen. It's not Jimmy Atkins. It's not Ruddy Man. It is Tingle.
I give the people what they want most of the time. So.
Only certain people get the tingle, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Only certain people.
And that was Bombhouse, right? That was Bombhouse that brought out King Tingle.
It was. Man, you got to watch out for that cinnamon bark essential oil. That will light you up, son.
Light you up.
It will light you up.
Johnny Grooms, I asked you for something and then you disappeared, and I heard you wrestling. Are we good, or for those beards, for those Ruddy Man logos?
Yeah, hold on.
Or Johnny's been quiet because I've been dominating over here.
I was about to say, Johnny, how are you, man?
Yeah, we'll chat here. There's the thing right there. That's the logos.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Now the one on the left. The reason I like this is, first of all, look at that freaking change. This is what happens when Jimmy hunts for a logo versus when he lets his wife do a logo. Okay.
Correct.
So there's a huge learning curve there, but The nice thing about the logo to the left is, I don't know if you're still doing this, Jimmy, but Jimmy used to make really nice fridge magnets with that logo on it.
Yeah, I haven't done that since, for a while.
I've got one of those. They were big and circular, and they said Ruddy Man Grooming, and I dig that magnet.
They were cool, man. They're really cool. I love them too. I think with the first iteration of rebranding, it was just like so time consuming to get, to figure out okay. I know I'm just hemming and hawing right now, but when you're a customer and you want something from a company, every time you say you want it, most of the time that owner wants to do that for you, but just can't. So I mean, I happen to know Colin from Fable just started releasing stickers. Everybody's wanted stickers since day one.
Yeah, because it was sure.
Yeah, but it wasn't time, because what was he having to do first and foremost? Take care of your orders. Mm-hmm. So if I can be a little bit sarcastic for King Tingle here, you either get your bottle of oil or you get stickers later. But at a certain point, you have to figure out what's going to be in the shop versus what can be extra on top, because honestly, most people don't believe that they should have to purchase something like a magnet or an oil or a sticker or something like that. It should come in the package free,
right?
Because people like that experience. We want to do that, but when you're pinching pennies to make sure that everything's taken care of, that's why the magnets went to the wayside. That's why I don't even have stickers right now. And do I want them? Yes, I want them so bad. but it's really just taking care of business first, and then growing into it. I think at the time the magnets were like a really cool thing because I wasn't selling as much product. Mm-hmm. And that's not a boast, but as the product demand goes up, like you got to put all of your eggs in that basket first,
It was like a coaster size magnet. It wasn't like a little rinky dinky jacket pin magnet. It was a huge magnet. I've got it on my fridge. I dig it. All right, we're gonna do two more, because these are as I'm looking through all my questions, of the many I have left, these are the two I want to ask you. First thing, Johnny, is I want to have a little bit of a showing off my penis right now, real quick. Can you throw that other thing I sent you? Throw that up on the screen real quick. Talk about how rank has its privileges, because I'm not a petty son of a bitch or anything. Let's just throw that up there real quick.
Oh my Lord.
And then
we are nearing that dirty 9:30, aren't we?
They're pushing on the doors of Hades, Jimmy. I'm sorry. The little ones are sneaking through. Oh shoot! What is that? That's not Photoshop. That's the real deal.
That is legitimate.
That is legitimate. So I got to experience Jimmy Atkins firsthand. I'm not going to go all into the story, but just a very cool dude and a special dude to me. And we had a nice half hour together during my trip through Tennessee and into North Carolina. I was fortunate enough to be passing near his neck of the woods, and we arranged to meet up. And speaking of Southern gent, he hooked me up with a little bit of the Southern gent line. I think he hooked me up with all of it. Dang it! Which is very nice. But it was very nice. Just so you know, Ari, my daughter, and Dante, my son, who were with me that day, still remember you to this day. If I say Jimmy or Ruddy, man, they're like, "Isn't he the guy we met on vacation in Bojangles?" I'm like, "That's
we were at the Bojangles,
dude." Yes. All right, Jimmy. 2 more questions. Here's the first.
Shoot.
Marriage, church, children, and Ruddy. At this point, or towards the later point, let's just say 2020. How is the plate spinning at? Because in 2017, it's not as difficult. How about in 2020 with those things?
It's still on the pole, like it's still up there. Every now and again, I might have to throw my hand at it. But yeah, man, business is wonderful. And I don't mean that in any sense like I'm not rolling in anything. My whole thing to start out with this was I think when I realized I wanted to do it full time, I just wanted it to take care of bills, groceries, and itself, um, and it's doing those things. We actually just cut out a major debt at the January 1, cut out a major debt and felt immediate financial relief from that. So that was big celebratory time. As far as marriage goes, that is absolute number one. And my kids very, 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 very close after. And I'll say this, like, if it comes down to I've got customers barking at me, or my wife, I sense that my wife needs my attention, they can bark at me one more day and I might lose them. But I don't have anything if I don't have the people in this house.
I appreciate that honesty. Yep.
That doesn't mean that I don't have trust. Like I want to get things done. So when I have emails or when people are chatting me live from my site and they're like even today, I got a message from someone. It always just blows my mind. Like, everybody knows the USPS is just crazy right now. Things are just not ideal. They're just not ideal.
They're not, right.
And so when you get an email that says, "Where's my order?" ? 4 times. And it's like, you know anything about this? And then I just have to like stop whatever I'm doing upstairs to like copy and paste a picture of your tracking number that you already have. Things like that can test my patience. And then in turn, if I'm not very, very vigilant, and I'm guilty of not being very vigilant this last year, especially, I can turn around and take that frustration out on my wife and kids. And in those moments, it dawns on me again, like, this is just a business. And my belief is that I'm taken care of no matter what I'm doing. But I am to take care of them first. Like this woman who has decided that I am good enough to be with
right.
the rest of her days. And then she gave me children, she comes first, man. So, yes, it can be difficult, but it's just an honest, like, everyday kind of, you take this day and you decide that that's the order every time.
Okay. So I kind of fibbed because I saw a couple quick hitters I want to hit you with, and then one last big one.
Sure.
A scent that you hate that has made it into a Ruddy Man product.
A scent that I hate that has made it into a Ruddy Man product. Oh man, it's like like something that I have to continually make that I don't want to. Is that what you mean?
It could either be something that was in a Ruddy reveal. It could be something that you used to make that you no longer make, but it's just a scent that you dislike that you have actually managed to turn into an oil that you still sell or did sell.
Okay. I'll go with two. One is from the Ruddy reveal. It is the first one from Ruddy reveal. It was called Tingle Tingle. Yes. And it was a nod at everybody who called me King Tingle, but it was Cade oil. And if you know what Cade oil is, it is basically a trash fire burning smell. And cinnamon leaf. So it wasn't even a good spicy cinnamon. It was just like the round, like, leftovers, and it smelled like, I think at the time Sneaky Style was in there with us. He was that smells like the 3rd episode of the last season of Game of Thrones. And I was like, you know what? You're right. It absolutely does. So that one, I did that one on purpose. I mean, that was fun to do to everybody. It was a bad way to start a proof of concept. I'll say that. So that was a big goose egg. And then as far as the main line goes, I hate patchouli. I hate patchouli. Like, there is no way that I can find anything redemptive about it except that people will give me money for it.
Okay.
And so Nightcap had patchouli. I phased it out. People got mad. I didn't care. I got rid of it. And then I phased it out because at the same time I had Panther. Okay. So of the two, Panther is more brandable. It has more of that backstory. And it also kept me in good graces with a band, but it had patchouli in it and I hated it. Like I just hated it so bad. And I eventually phased it out too, because I don't want to sell anything I won't wear. And even if I will, I want my wife to want to be around me when I wear it. So yeah, those two. The Tingle Tingle and probably like Nightcap Panther, anything patchouli.
Okay.
Just out.
How about a scent that you've seen in other companies' beard oils that you would never use just because you don't like it, that you haven't used and don't plan on using because you don't like it? Is there a scent out there that fills that bill?
Now I'm going to tell on myself because I'm going to look at my friend's beard oils over here to see if there's anything ringing a bell. Gosh. You know, truthfully, unless it's really, really super well blended, I don't like to wear leather scent. It's not because I don't like smelling it. I do love the way it smells, but I don't like wearing it in my beard. I find that I might be one of those people that's a little bit on that. I don't want to say allergic, but I'm super sensitive to it, and I can feel onsets of headaches and things like that.
Gotcha.
Sometimes if they're too strong.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully, like that kind of informs me as I blend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So ringside is leather forward, but it's not like it doesn't kill you.
Right.
Because if it hurt me at all, like I'm not putting it out there. So I would probably say, like, if it's really super leather forward, I'm probably not going to wear it because, you know, I wear this thing all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really care to smell like that in my face, really. So,
last quick hitter, a scent you adore, but that you didn't really realize you adore until you started working with scents on a day-to-day basis.
Ooh, that's good. What do I keep going back to? I really, oh gosh, there's so many of them that I didn't think I would like before. But one thing, I mean, one that really surprised me that I think surprised a lot of people was prize pie, blackberry in general.
Okay.
Like blackberry as a scent, that blackberry or blueberry or any kind of blue or blackberry that you can put with something like or a fruity tobacco kind of scent. Oh, I will wear those till the cows come home. It's weird, like, right? Like I don't want to put a ton of leather in my beard, but I want tobacco scents everywhere. Like I want them all over me.
Me too.
And I would probably say that's from my line of stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and shout out two guys I know are in the chat. Michael from Last Looks, the family. I just can't stop. I can't stop with that one. And also Barden's the saffron, whatever, I can't remember what it is, but like the one that's got saffron in it. Oh,
I don't know that one,
man.
Or if I do, I don't know it has saffron.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's one of the ones that actually made me stop and think, okay, man, this is what scent smithing actually is. You know? So I love that kind of maybe softer, rounder kind of citrus paired with something darker.
Okay.
So not really top heavy, but yeah.
Gotcha.
That's it. Moroccan spice and citrus. That's it.
Okay. I have that one actually, and that is a nice scent. Yes. Adam has some nice. Adam has some nice, like, I don't want to say understated because understated almost robs too much of it, but just really well put together scents that aren't going to clobber you, but once you get them in beard and wear them, you really enjoy them.
Adam's a thinker, man.
Yeah.
Like when he's putting scent profiles together, he is like, he's thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say that he's Rain Manning it, but he's definitely like, he knows where he's trying to, he's just molding it into what it's going to be. I wish I was like that.
I had a whole segment for like that kind of talk too, but maybe we'll talk about that down the line. Last question, Jimmy. Creative people can go through peaks and valleys, as I'm sure you know. Did Ruddy Man help or hinder your musical talent at any point in time as far as the creative side? So basically, did you find once you got into this Ruddy Man thing, it was taking up more of your creative energy than music, or were you able to juggle the two?
I was until last year. Yeah, until 2020. Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I was able to keep writing. All the stuff that we did with Rooted was what that. I mean, I think all but 2 of the 11 songs on that record, maybe 10 only. I can't remember, but all but 2 of the songs on the record, those were songs I wrote. So I was able to. 2020, I think I just recently, in like maybe late November, came to realize, I haven't picked up a guitar in like 4 months, and I'm kind of sad about that. So, and then again, I've even mentioned that there's some doors opening, and it's reawakening that musical part of me. So I'm kind of at a place where I'm trying to figure out like how to get to that next tier where I need maybe my brother or somebody to come in and help me, so that I can like easily pan out what I need to do going forward, because I understand there's a need to make money and turn a brand into something beautiful, and I want it to be big, but I would just as soon like be like a kind of big or small company and still pursue music, songwriting, playing, that kind of thing. And keep that around. I want to be an old man playing a 6-stringer. Like I don't want it to be a chapter that I'm closing and it's gone. Like it was good while it lasted, but now you gotta grow up, kind of thing. I'm growing up, but I'm also realizing that that music is part of my growth. So, yeah. Up until this last year, it was pretty simple, but now it's like, okay, I have to make time for this to happen.
Which is, I guess, one of those double-edged swords, good and bad,
Yeah, for sure. I'm not complaining. I just have to reconfigure.
Yeah. Now, time, the abstract concept of time, it's so real. Now you got to figure out what to do with that. I need a Jimmy Brian Hayward concert. Okay, guys, 9:43. Firstly, Jimmy great to have a guest that can and take the question, not only answer but expound upon it. Thank you very much. Guys out in the chat, I hope you enjoyed it. It's always good to leave stuff on the table. I had at least 15 more questions I was going to ask Jimmy, but dude can talk, and I dig it because that's what I'm
sorry, man.
No,
I told my wife right before this, I think I'm a little narcissistic because I love being interviewed.
No. You got into areas I couldn't get into because I couldn't anticipate them. So that was awesome for me as, a guy sitting here wanting to know more of the ins and outs. If you liked or didn't like this, DM me because this is we're just kind of piloting this idea. Poor Johnny Grooms has been quiet for an hour and 44 minutes, and that's not what I intended. Look at him right there. It looks like, are you okay, Johnny? You look kind of, there we go. I saw a little movement there. I thought you were paralyzed there, JG. You okay over there? Johnny? What in the world is Johnny? Johnny! What is he doing? What? Guys,
he's mad. He's mad because you did not let him talk.
Johnny! That's the best acting job I've seen him do in almost 2 years. Look at him go. I think he's on his gaming channel right now. I think he's gaming while we were holding this interview.
That's probably true.
If anyone in the chat can did you guys see Johnny? Johnny is pulling a Rick's. Got cut off like that. Silent. Oh, it's Johnny Silence. He got you muted, Holmes. Johnny is not a football conversation. He's listening to Spotify. He's doing something.
What if we both did it together?
This is odd. This is really this might be Oscar worthy. Johnny Grooms.
Johnny.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking he's hearing it. He's working at that poker face. Yeah! Oh shit!
Oh,
you guys are done?
Oh yeah.
You guys are done now? Fucking sitting here for an hour. Jesus Christ.
You could have asked something.
You gotta get your own show, bro.
You could have asked something at any point, JD.
Yeah, okay, get a word in. Bullshit. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, holy
You're
oh
right.
my God.
Jimmy couldn't even get a word in. He did his answer. You like, next question. Bam, like that. All right.
I want y'all to know that Johnny bullies me on the DMs before we get on air.
No, bullshit. I was like, all right, let's have an idea, let it run. No, yeah.
By the way, did you have us tuned out for a while, and were you stringing us along, or did you hear us the whole time?
I heard you the whole time.
That was fantastic.
That was good acting.
Oh man, that was great.
Okay, so Johnny is already going to be 1 thumbs down on the retrospective series. I can feel it right now.
Boom! There it is. No,
there it is.
It's good. I like the learning all that stuff and everything. But like for a tandem show, I don't know.
Well, that's good to know. That's why we did it, JG.
Yeah, because it's like, all right, I'm sitting here.
That's good to know. That's quality feedback.
Yeah.
Biggest takeover by Joe ever. Oh no, you haven't seen the biggest takeover yet, Ryan. It's all plotted and planned. Johnny couldn't get a word in. Let Johnny be heard.
Poor Johnny. All right. Hashtag poor Johnny. I like that.
Oh, poor me. No.
I didn't say it though, so I'm just putting it out there that it's in the comments. That was pretty fantastic that you held that face that entire time, though, man. Like, kudos to you. That was flipping crazy awesome.
Oh, shoot. All right, JG. It's all you, brother. It's all you, son.
I don't know.
Johnny Grooms.
Oh, man.
I don't know where to think of
these comments now.
Be a lot better. You're probably right, man. He does have a good mean mug, Bushido. Ask him the ice cream question. There's no way I am asking Jimmy the ice cream question.
Man. I don't know.
Johnny Grooms and Josh Ricks review silent movies.
Silence.
Yeah, Johnny, why don't I dip and we can have King Ginger come on here and you guys can just hang out a little bit.
I'll just end it then.
Is Rick's in here? Oh.
Well,
Jason Esser. Oh,
I'm going to duck out so that Johnny can give you the full brunt of his anger.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know where to take it from here. You know, I'm like kind of like just I don't know.
Oh come on, it's dirty 9:30.
It's probably like best we like. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
It's easy.
He can take the ice cream. What is the ice cream question?
I'm not doing it. Johnny, you don't know where to go from here? Ask Jimmy the ice cream question.
I don't ask that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mesh well. It's not gonna. The flow is not gonna be like good if I just like. Oh, would you rather eat shit or would you eat ice cream? Like what the fuck? That's
a good.
That's the question.
That's like the dumbest segue ever. Like no, it just sounds stupid to me.
Okay. Oh shit! No. Dude, ask the ice cream question. It's already D950. He can take it. No, Johnny. I hushed Johnny for an hour and 45 minutes. Now is a perfect time for Johnny to find his voice. I'm with y'all. I shouldn't have owned the conversation like that. Johnny can ask the fucking.
I'm not gonna ask. I'm not gonna. You went into a whole like in-depth thing with Jimmy, and also I'm gonna ask, would you rather eat shit or would you eat ice cream? Like the fuck? Like no.
Oh,
that sounds horrible.
Oh,
don't even answer it. Don't even. That's the question, but don't even answer it.
Yeah.
Would you eat shit or ice cream? That's the question.
No, that's not the question.
Yes, it's basically the question.
I'll talk for hours and bogart the show, but I won't give the people what they want. James Pershing is wicked tonight. James Pershing, he doesn't just have the whip. He's got the whip with the freaking sharp studs at the end, and he's just like, wham.
Oh, yeah. We in the church
James
call that the
Pershing.
cat of nine tails.
Yes.
So.
Johnny gets the second hour of each retrospective, the D930.
You know, the Cat of Nine Tails is a lot lighter than I thought it would be. Holding one, it's not as heavy. Like you would think it's heavy, but it's not as heavy. It's pretty light. This
is an important point of conversation.
Yeah,
because Johnny, like, when did you hold a cat of nine tails?
You go into those shops and then, like, they have items like that, and
those shops. Which shops are we talking about?
A sex shop, and they have all those things, and like, I was like, oh, that's what that is, and she's like, and the lady was like, yeah, and I said, oh, okay, I expect it to be more weighted, but it's not. It's pretty light.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Now Joe's not paying attention. He's angry right back at you.
No. I just had to answer something real quick on the phone.
Man.
All right. I'm actually starting to catch up with the chat here.
That's what the leather apron is for.
See, I'm not into the fetishes. I just I saw it and I was like, oh, that looks like that can cause damage. But then I guess it's not really made to cause damage. It's made just for I don't know, to get that pleasurable pain thing going. But it's not meant for torture. So I guess I don't know if a real cat of nine tails maybe heavier because it's made for actually hurting somebody.
Oh yeah. That stuff had bone and fragments of clay pots and crap in it. Yeah, I think it was meant for more than just. It was ripping shreds out of people.
That's what.
That's a little different than the one you held, I think.
That's more like.
Oh man,
it's really soft leather. The straps weren't that thick, and I was like, "Oh, this is not that bad."
It's pleather, It's...
Yeah, what were all those medieval slaves complaining about? It wasn't even that bad.
It's not that bad.
Oh, yeah. Crying it's not that bad.
Oh man,
the people.
Oh man.
9 cats are lighter than expected.
It was nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go say night to Shasta before she has to get up early in the morning for.
Thank you for doing the one and only episode of the
No.
I appreciate that.
I'm glad I could break the internet.
I will get my own show, and we'll go for 5 hours, and I'll DM Johnny the whole time.
I won't answer you. I'll be asleep.
I appreciate it, guys. Man, this is great. I really appreciate it.
Great talking to you, man. Take care.
All right, take care.
Bye.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I was there.
You were.
I didn't interrupt or anything like that.
No. I owned it.
Because I was I didn't want to take away from it. You know what I mean? So and it's not like I was playing double dutch and trying to find my way in. I was just listening and all that stuff. I just just unique experience on my end.
We'll work on it.
Yeah. It's a work in progress.
It's
how it is. It's how it is.
It was always a work in progress and never stated to be a full-time thing. It was shot.
Yeah, and that's why I said I like the idea. I told you, I like the idea and everything like that. And just listening.
James said he liked watching you listen.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and then I'm not. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I'm kidding. I'm not upset or anything like that. I don't feel any certain kind of way or anything like that. I don't want to make it look like that. It's just how I could find a way to segue myself in humorously. That seems in character of me. So that's where I was coming from.
I totally get that.
But as all new ideas, come with the show, it's definitely work in progress and things will get, tweaked here and there, and that's how it is. That's how it's going to be,
Gary wants to know how you're doing.
I'm doing good. I'm doing fine.
James Pershing says, dude, I'd be salty. It's okay.
No, it's not like that. It's not like that. It'd be the same if I had an idea and I wanted to run with something brand new and I probably would I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know how I do it. I probably keep it like
James Pershing is like trying to I'm the side of meat in Rocky, and James is trying to be Rocky right now. He's just like trying to he starts hearing those ribs snap. He is going off in a very
try for the sides.
Don't hold in resentment. We need therapy to stay alive.
No, there's no resentment. No, like I told you exactly. If I yeah.
I would hold it like that, Bushido. That would be good. James Pershing, snap a comb.
I don't mean you want to snap combs. You need to send me a comb if you want to snap a comb. I snap my own combs. Like
I'm not going to self-fund his own combs. What is that?
Oh man.
So, anything good happened to you this week, Johnny? That's worthy of discussion.
This week, no, not really. Everything.
All your pets are being fed okay and everything.
It's funny is that we can't keep fish alive in this house. I don't know why. Peter, don't come after me. It's not my fault. All right. We buy fish. They don't last in the tank. I don't know. I got the water tested. The water's fine. I don't know what it is. I think it came down to the temperature of the water. The water's got to be warmer, I guess, and they just died. But whatever. Anyway, so my daughter got a fake fish. It's a fake fish that you put in water and it starts to swim by itself. It has like a sensor. It senses water. It starts to move. The motors start going, right? That died. I don't know how that died, but now it doesn't swim anymore. So we can't even keep fake fish alive. I may abandon the whole fish tank thing. I don't know.
Have you ever thought of, because obviously the chipmunk thing didn't work out. I mean, it worked out for the purposes that you had it.
Yeah. No, the
chipmunk thing worked. Money on the chipmunk. Are you thinking about getting reptiles or amphibians or something for that?
No. Oh no, God no. I don't want any reptiles because they wear their bacteria on their skin and they're a whole lot of fucking chore to take care of. It's not like no, they're too dirty. You gotta buy like special sprays and shit. It's like, is my place haunted? No, my place is not haunted. I would know if it's haunted. You would see me with sage burning in the background. A foster pet for a pet. We've thought about that, Adam. But I don't know. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a foster parent pet. No, I don't want that. If you want to get animal control, you can't keep anything alive. Well, don't animal control just like control the animals, right? Is that what they do? I don't know.
Animal control? You mean like the old school like dog catcher kind of animal control? Like, aren't they the guys like, well, who's the dude on the one show? Like Billy the Exterminator? Is he animal control? Did you ever see any of those shows, Johnny? Billy the Exterminator?
He may be an exterminator.
Yeah, but he like took care of bees and shit, but he was down in Louisiana, so he would also take care of like possum or snake so he was kind of exterminator, but I think he was kind of animal control. I don't know.
God damn it. Put you in timeout. They do all that include. Oh, they put him down? Oh, there may be more of an incentive to do it. I had a guinea pig.
Okay.
I had a guinea pig once, but it died of loneliness because they're supposed to be in pairs. I didn't know it, but it died.
Oh, yeah. Look at Gary Lewis just trying to foment discord over there. Feels like Johnny doesn't know what to talk about.
Yeah.
What a prick. What a prick.
That's funny. That's funny. I was thinking something similar. That motherfucker.
It's like where you're like on the Whitewater Rapids and you get a big one and you're like, whew, okay, we passed that one. Now we're on smooth sailing. We were at that smooth sailing part, and then this motherfucker is like a rock that just comes up with more rap. And we're like, oh, we thought things were good, and then seems like Johnny.
No, it's fine. I did order. I managed to order some razors off of Amazon. because I was out of double edged ones. I only have single edged ones, and I was like, oh, let me grab some Amazon razors while I can, like before I forget. Like I need Amazon razors. I need razors.
Woo! Oh God!
No, it was all right. It's fine. It's fine.
Camo, Johnny was doing some shopping and shit while I was interviewing Jimmy. I think he did quick maintenance on the toilet and shower too. I wouldn't know because I wasn't really looking at the screen. I know he did stuff where I know he like flashed in and out once. Oh
no! I legit was having like an allergy attack. Earlier today I used an oil, right?
Yeah.
And like my face got itchy from the oil that I was using. I'm not going to put any company name out there, of course. So I said, you know what? The itching stopped. Let me put it on again and see if it happens again. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to see, like, I'm trying to like narrow down which ingredient is like fucking with me.
Yeah.
So I put it in, and like before this started, and it settled in, and all of a sudden, like my fucking sinuses went crazy. Like I'm like shit. So I'm muting the mic, blowing my nose, going off to the side. Finally, I had to like get up and walk away to like really blow my nose and get everything clear. It was bad. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Earlier today, I was like, I was asking. I was like, anybody ever have any oils that like to make their face itch? And I'm like, yeah. So this oil is like making my face itch and shit. I don't know if I should like say it, but yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Just so y'all know, with all your little side comments, like fucking James Pershing, the Coyote Stuffer, and McMahon, I'm taking names and I'm keeping a fucking list. All right, just so you know. So you're gonna get your shots tonight, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna take them because I get it. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna just let it slide by. All right. So I'm already forming the list right here. There we go. Rat bastards.
Oh man.
Hey Steven, what's up, brother?
Yeah, but you know what? It may not itch your face. You may be using it right now and you don't know,
Rob, straight begging for a coin there. That's ironic. Worst Santa list ever. Johnny, by the way, the audience was tossing out coin suggestions there, Johnny. Do you know what cereal might be the cause?
I don't know yet. I'd have to see what I've been using in other brands and then like see what this brand has that's different, and maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But it could be the same. It could be the same ingredient, but like the percentages may be higher, and maybe that would cause it. I mean, I have no idea. You know what I mean? I've never had an oil make my face itch before. And I have to see like what I wash my face with before I put the oil on, or I mean, I don't know. I have to recreate my entire morning routine and then use a different oil and see if what's to blame. It could be the wash that I used beforehand, because I did use a certain co-wash. I used a certain co-wash, and then I dried my face and the scent was gone. So I was like, okay, I can throw another in. I'm not going to get nauseous from different fragrances or whatever. But it could be like certain ingredients mixing together that don't really go well, and it irritated my skin, and I had itchiness for a couple minutes, and I don't know. I have to see. I have to like go down through the whole routine and see what's up. But I didn't get itch. I just got like just now, like before, it was all nasal. It was like my sinuses were clogged, and I couldn't stop sneezing. It was bad. So it was a good thing y'all were talking, because I was going through it while you guys were talking. I was like shit, muting my mic and walking away and everything like that. It's horrible.
Just so you all know in the audience, Johnny's not immune to the fucking list either. Okay, just I'll slap his name down there because he's already got my name down there. Just check out Last Looks Grooming's comment about allergies. Is anyone still using essential oils? I mean, I'm sure in a blend with like fragrances, but
yeah. Let me
get a lot of it.
Let me see.
I don't know of anyone using all essentials.
Keep it.
I know we got essential fragrance blends out there, but
I see it. Yeah, it's got essentials in it.
Yeah.
I put it off camera.
By the way, Beard Bushido, glad to see you back, brother. He was here last week. We were engaging in some wrestling talks. That was nice. Ruddy man, jokes on you guys because he's still here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to talk to Jimmy while Jimmy's in the chat. You all in the chat get to shut up now, and Johnny gets to shut up. So fuck all y'all. That's how we're playing the last half hour of therapy. Savage Maine. That's right. Good call, Mick. Savage Maine does use nothing but essential, at least in the older sense.
No, I don't have any Savage Maine.
Suazana. You know what? I went with Swazana, and then I heard someone pronounce your name Suazana on another chat. So would you kind of phoneticize that out for me? Sua/Swazana. I don't want to be calling you by the wrong name. I did that to Ryan Crozier for many, many years. Well, months at least. Ryan Crozier. The guy that lives 2 hours from a McDonald's. That's all you need to know about Ryan. And whose fucking post office looks like it's out of like 1872.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he is in like what they used to call a one-horse town out in Utah. Joe, see, this is Eric Kennedy. Eric Kennedy and James Pershing are the fucking Dr. Evil and Mini-Me, man. James will light you up, and then look at what Eric says. Like, Ripken, my boy. Well, I'm glad you didn't ruin Joe's show with your allergy. Oh, shit. Oh, you rat bastards, all of you. Oh, shit. Mick, I don't count. No one care that Ryan is French. Oh.
James. Oh, come on, James.
Suazana. No W sound. Thank you, Suazana. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Suazana. No W sound. Suazana.
Ben Jammin. When did Ben Jammin get in here? What's up, Ben? What's up, baby?
Ben's been in. He's been in here for a minute.
See, I wouldn't know because I was talking to Jimmy for 93 minutes, whatever the hell it was. I wasn't really looking at the chat or anything.
It's like an hour and like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Let me tell you something. No, I'm not gonna go that route because I'm just opening myself up to be lit up. I'm gonna take my punishment for another 22 minutes at the minimum and then call it a night. Oh, you began creeping, Ben. So you realize that this is really where we're turning beard therapy into the Barbados Joe show. So you saw the beginning of that experiment. Johnny and I are going to go our separate ways.
Oh.
Yeah, Big Bearded Brother. Take it easy, Big Bearded Brother. For both you and your beard, brother. Night, BBB. I wish we could do squares. Joe is probably tired on account of it. Look, motherfucker. I asked the questions. Jimmy answered the questions.
Yeah.
This is like the movie Seven, where everyone says, oh, Seven is so gory and disgusting. No, it isn't, because every time you encounter a murder victim, they've already been murdered, okay? So I think we have a little optical illusion going on. Here's what I know. In my workplace, we don't play with stuffed coyotes. That's all I know.
I never realized that.
Yeah, see, Johnny? And Seven is so gross and freaky. Outside of when something happens at the end, you never see someone killed on camera. They're already dead by the time the cops get to them.
Except for that one, the lust one?
Where
he was stuck.
Well, you see the apparatus, but you don't see her getting killed.
Yeah,
she's already dead, right?
Thank God.
You just know a little bit more because it's the costume and all. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Nobody wants to see that.
Seven was a great movie. He gets a 10 out of 10 on his Joshua Ricks impersonation.
Well, you know what? Like, I wasn't looking at the camera the whole time. So, like, Joshua Ricks, like, when he first came on, he was just kind of like.
Totally with you, last looks. Disturbing. Not gory, disturbing.
Yeah.
Definitely disturbing. A couple of those deaths are very disturbing. But yeah, you can't call it gory. There are a few gory like scenes to it, like when Spacey shows up as a serial killer and he's got blood all over, and some may call that gory. But it just gets a bad rap. It just gets a total bad rap as people think that there's all these deaths. I'll be doing a film bits on that somewhere down the road. Don't you skip my damn comment, Joe. Does that have to do with a circus cow? Joe, you're a teacher, so why can't you anyone? Okay, so hold on. I am a teacher, so let's look at what you wrote, Mick. Joe, you're okay. YOU apostrophe RE, a teacher. So why you can't you anyone's? Are you fucking Yoda? Why you can't you anyone's name correctly? Why you can't you anyone's name correctly? Oh, if you want to dance, brother, we will dance.
Yeah, you can't actually. No, you just can't. You got to come correct. You got to come with perfect grammar and everything. Punctuation.
That's fair, motherfucker. I didn't even get to the circus cow shit. You left enough minefields for yourself and the rest of your sentence before I could get to the circus cows. Good gravy. Oh shit. And you know what, Mick? You Okie? I'm not going to address the circus cow shit because you just got served. That was like 15, 30, 45 match right there. Boom, boom, boom. We'll call that a day. Now, here's what I advise, Mick. Go to Microsoft Word, type in your Barbado Joe insult sentence, hit the grammar check, hit the spelling check, take it off the Okie dialect thing, put it on standard American English, copy, paste, then we can dance for real. Then you get that attack on me. Yes. By the way, Ryan and Mick will be on here in 2 weeks. Assuming Mick doesn't hate me by that point, Ryan and Mick will be on here in 2 weeks.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
That was good.
Oh goddamn! Alrighty.
Joe gets a coin.
Anything means Pershing. You know what you're doing right now, Pershing? You're on the periphery. You're that fucking mosquito that just is nagging the shit out of me, but you didn't like try and step up a little bit too close, right? So I'm swatting at your fucking ass, but I'm not hitting you, but you're just kind of going ding, 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 ding. So don't worry. I got you, James. I got you.
He doesn't get coins. Joe doesn't get coins.
No, I don't get coins. By the way, bearded. Here we go. Here's a trivia question. Beard therapy trivia question for a coin. Who is the only beard therapy guest to ever leave because he had to throw up? Anybody? First name in the chat gets a coin. First name. Who is the only beard therapy guest that had to leave because he was going to throw up due to perhaps a little bit too much liquor? Are they going to be on beard therapy? He needs a proverbial coin. I got a lot of those. Brett, no. James, no. Oh, Rob Acker with the coin. Rob DM Johnny. Oh, there we go.
It's the average.
It's also past 10:30. I like so James, is that when the cart turns into a pumpkin? 10:30. About truth be told though, James does get up fairly early for work, so I would take that back if I weren't a dick. At least I let you. Oh, that's why I love you, James. That's why I love you. Oh, you son of a gun.
I think Rob only has one coin right now.
Yeah, now he has two.
Give me the coin.
Good seeing you, Last Looks. Good seeing you. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Hey, come on to a beard. What are we calling it? Beards on Film. Come on to one of those one of these days.
Beards on Film.
Yeah, I might DM some of you guys later because I've been getting pretty lit up well and I'm enjoying it. So chances are there'll be a few more coins going out tonight.
You know what you should do with Beards on Film? You should do films that somebody in the film has a beard. Like it doesn't matter what character.
Okay.
Like it should have a beard. So
just a bearded dude.
Yeah.
In the film.
That may make it a little easier because like you can't say like, oh, the lead has to have a beard. No.
All right, I'll float that by the
two. Just to see, because like it's called Beards on Film. Well, I know it's like Beards on Film because you guys are bearded and you're talking about films. So that's why it's called that. But it'd be a little, I don't know, it's not my gig. Just saying.
Eric's in here, and like I'm going to say anything. Like let's say I hate that idea. Like I'm going to tell Johnny tonight that I hate that fucking idea. Right? It's like I'm held hostage by the idea. Whether I love it or hate it, I'm going to have to give it some consideration. Because I spoke for 99 minutes or whatever the hell it was while Johnny was, fiddling with his allergies and ordering razors. So I am definitely going to pass it through Eric and Joe. And if they want to do it, by all means. I'm sure we can get some good gay porn for Beards on Film.
Are the guys on gay porn bearded?
Oh well, I just think it's like maybe it's just a stereotype, but I think
I'll shave right now if that's the thing. If
Johnny,
that's a thing, I would shave right now.
Johnny, how many times have you been hit upon by a man? And I'm saying,
shit, you're right. You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
Bearded dudes, they have a little cachet in the gay universe. I do believe.
No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't shave right now for that. I am gonna shave. I'm gonna do a clean shave, but I haven't figured out the details yet. But I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I saw you DM that earlier.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna do a bearded race to see who can grow the beard faster. Yeah.
No, yours grows really quick, dude. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to put it to see, like, is it, do I have a fast growing beard or you know what I'm saying? It's hard to find someone to do that with because, like, it's clean shave now,
Yeah.
Not nervous. Like, it's never gonna grow again. It'll grow again. Your beard will grow back. It's not like a one and done thing. Like, if you grow it here, if you shave, it will grow back. Like
I just shaved this, and it took a little bit longer than I wished it had to get back to here. So I already know you would crush me in a race. I've watched you shave beard, for 2 years almost, and seen you grow back so quick. If we can gather $1,500 for a good charity, I'll clean, straight razor shave. Hey Mick, how quick does yours grow? Do you know? Like, have you done a few shaves? He wouldn't shave for that, but he damn sure opened an OnlyFans. If I'm lucky. Yeah, Bushido, once you got it, you kind of got to hang on if you got one of those. I'm not that slow, but I'm slow enough that I would never race Johnny Grooms. I've learned 2 lessons with Johnny Grooms. Don't say he can't break a fucking comb made of wood. That's lesson number 1. And don't think that you got a beard that grows faster than he. Those 2 lessons I've learned.
I don't know. I didn't.
Third lesson I learned might be maybe let him comment in the first 90 minutes of your show. And I just learned that tonight. I didn't know that before tonight. I just learned that tonight.
See, Tomahawk. I don't know about that. We'll see. I don't care about that anymore. It's like whatever, I found I'm thinking about it now. I think I'm looking at it as like I just wasted like a good potential to make really good contented videos by trying to adhere to that whole don't shave for a year thing. I have a lot of razors I can review on facial shaves rather than head shaves. So, and there's a whole community aside from this that, has an audience for that. So, I kind of like cornered myself away from that when I could have been doing that, but it's all right. My beard grows back fast enough that I can shave at the beginning of the month, and then by the end of the month, do a beard product review, but also put out multiple face shave videos. So, kind of just like felt like I cut myself off of content that I could be doing already on my own channel. So, yeah. Yeah.
Camel Camp. Good call. Mine is shorter, but it's nice and thick now. Man, there are some double entendre going out right now. Sounds like Johnny's breaking up with us. Well, he had 90 minutes to think some things over, so who knows what the hell he's doing. You'd have to ask him.
I mean, I'll always have the beard because I don't like to shave, Like that's when my wife was like, "Oh, you can just grow the beard." I was like, "Great," because I hate to shave to begin with. So I never really liked shaving. But I have a ton of razors that I can do face shave reviews for, and I have a whole closet full of razors. Well, not a whole closet, but like a shelf of a closet full of razors. All different types. Well, yeah. Yep, it's over.
Give James a coin. I'm giving that coin at a protest, but the dude is too damn clever. Jay Cruz has talked more than Johnny. Oh, you such a prick. DM Johnny James. You rat bastard.
Bushido, it took me, I don't know, maybe like a month or two of practicing on like other things, and you know.
Oh, I'm going to bed healthy. So unless the club is in the bed, I ain't going there. Many days. Clubbing days are long over. Were you a club guy, Johnny Grooms?
No. I didn't go to clubs.
I was a club dude because for a white dude, I could cut a rug a little bit. I had rhythm. I knew not to dance on the guitar, to dance on the bass and the drum. So I had my clubbing days. My
parents were. They haven't gone in a year or two, but they were going to clubs all the way up until a year. Yeah, like the past 2 years. Yeah, that's when my mom got.
Nice.
Yeah, and then but like I was never. I don't know. My parents are party people. They were disco kids.
Did they hit it like Studio 54 in the 70s?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the spot, bro.
Yeah, they were
drugs, sex, you name it.
They were that kind of crowd. Those people.
So. Oh, I was just a kid in the 70s. I think I would have liked that scene. Big Bush, and the drugs I can give or take, free sex. You know, there are a lot of things to like about the 70s. Did I say Big Bush? Because that's really the big thing.
Yeah, how the heck should I say? Oh. This is, I think it was the CRV.
Hey, Chronic. Oh, I had a girlfriend that had the CRV. I remember the CRV.
I had a friend that thought he could drift in a CRV, and he ended up wrapping it around a tree. But he didn't have any insurance on it and stuff like that. So, but in New Jersey, you have to have insurance. So what he did was he went with a broken leg, and he hobbled all the way home with a broken leg. So the cops wouldn't like catch him crashing the car, and he just left the car there.
Oh God!
I think they got him later on, of course, but you know, it's like, I guess at the time it made him feel better. I don't know. Dumbass.
Suasana, you're rocking that start of the sentence question mark, end of the sentence question mark. That Spanish question mark. I'm digging it. JG, mine was the X. The CRV was the newer version. Okay. Coin for Suasana. Easy there, Coyote Stuffer. Don't be thinking that just because you got one that you get to start proclaiming.
Yeah,
mine was a 2000 model. My girlfriend, when were we dating? That would have had to have been like the early 90s. She had the CRV, late 80s, early 90s. Now, the old CRV was like a
they used to call it the pocket rocket.
Yeah. It was just like their it was a pretty cool looking thing for the time. It was like their economy car. It was like their gas.
It was gas, like a little thing.
Whatever you call those. Who are you calling a Coyote Stuffer? You circus cow. Poor Billy, man. Poor fucking Billy. He is going to maintain this whole circus cow thing.
I still don't. There's no circus cows, man. There's no American circus cow.
Mm-mm.
Let me just see the American circus.
Well, James Pershing looked it up. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Bad live etiquette.
Yeah, there's no.
Johnny was fucking a bunch.
There's no.
Should we leave you because you talk too much? Oh, I don't know why, but that one fucking got me. I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. All right, Eric, you get a coin too, you rat bastard. So Rob, Eric, and the Coyote Stuffer have coins tonight, but it's not official until you DM Johnny Grooms. Do so around 2 a.m., please. That would be good.
Hey, you can DM me all you want, depending on whether I answer or not is the issue.
But I don't, Camo. That's the thing. Mick, Billy, Jake, however many fucking names the guy wants. He's the one that's all about the circus cows. I maintain, you know what I'm going to have on my headstone? No fucking circus cows. That's what I'm putting on my headstone. There will never be a circus cow in my mind.
I want to know what they do.
It was never required. Now, Mick, if only you had typed a sentence of that quality earlier when you wanted to step up to my ass, then I wouldn't have been able to lie into you. That's a fair call, but I think most people realize we're talking about American fucking cookies here. Oh, Eric, don't start, damn it. We have a live together. So did Johnny and I until after this week.
where has he seen a circus cow?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Where? And was it a real circus, or was it some kind of like?
Yeah.
Was it some kind of sideshow? You know,
it's like Tiger King shit. That's not a circus.
Yeah, it's that circus. Yeah. I mean, there's freak shows where they have like a 2-headed cow, but that's not. You know.
Oklahoma. Eric, are you just pulling legs now? Because, I mean, come on, Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Here's the thing. I really love learning about that state, but if Eric is legit and has seen a circus cow in Oklahoma, and Billy, who is from Oklahoma, is going to keep arguing about a circus cow from Oklahoma, we can see where the Oklahoma public school system let their children down right the fuck now. All right? Because I'll tell you what, there's no one in Pennsylvania nor California telling you that there's a circus cow. Not even close. Not even a circus bull. All right.
It was a Shriner circus.
Shriner. You mean the dudes that run around in those little goofy cars? Who takes those guys seriously? Go cure a disease, you weird bastards.
What do they do? What is it?
They cure diseases. Well, they do like public good works. Only they do it in goofy hats. Although I do dig a fez. The fez is a pretty cool hat. And then they ride around those little cars. I don't get it. But they're supposed to be good. I'm being a dick right now by treating them like shit. But come on, get out of those cars.
Oh wow. Because I guess they're out of Ohio. You got a ton of shows in Toledo.
Now here are some things you can see in Oklahoma that do count. Route 66 definitely counts. Any number of Native American cultural things counts. College football counts. All that counts. Beautiful scenery totally counts. Onion burger totally counts. Totally Oklahoma.
Onion burger.
Oh yeah. It's a really cool idea. When you didn't have enough money that you could buy a lot of meat, you cut up onions and you mix them with the ground beef, and the onions had the density to help make a burger. So you have an onion burger, and now they're like an Oklahoma thing. Although I think Mick said he'd never had one. Maybe it's just certain parts of the state.
I've had burger with onions. I didn't know it was called an onion burger. Huh. It's like
they will drive their buggy cars when standing at parades and Mardi Gras. Oh shoot! Well, are you from Louisiana? I'd give me some Louisiana. Healthy Bearded, Barbados Joe, what's in beard tonight? It's Fable's new scent. It's called the Talker. It's a blend of, I think, whiskey, cola, and Johnny Green's Sorrow. Okay, that's what it smells like. The Talker. It's coming soon from Fable Beard Co.
The Talker. That's right, Rob. It is just a small meatloaf. That's just a small meatloaf. That's right.
To answer you truthfully, since Ruddy was our guest tonight, Jay Cruz, this is an old Ruddy reveal scent called Evergreen Skyscrapers from about a year ago, I think. Now, I'm going to talk for the next 20 minutes about Evergreen Skyscrapers. We'll see if Johnny can get a word in edgewise. Evergreen Skyscrapers is flannel and
oak moss and pine. I was reading it. I was like, oh, what is that? I think I have 2 Ruddy reveals. I stopped it after that. I just couldn't roll with it anymore. You know what? I couldn't partake in the full experience. So like, that's why I was like, oh, I don't want to keep paying for this. I can't really like play. You know what I mean? I can't play the game. I have no time.
Same here. I dug it and everything, but I was so busy at the time I was doing it. He just started introducing like the game aspect, and I just could do it. And I felt like I was like, I dig the sense, and I dig that even on the months the sense suck, he's trying to train your nose to like see you, which I really dug as a reviewer when I was doing it. But yeah, I'm with you. Well, I was there once, and it was the month before Katrina hit. We were there in July. I love that town. Absolutely love that town. I've been wanting to go back, but Pennsylvania's a far way away. And the hottest week I spent ever was in New Orleans. That's some fucking nasty ass heat down in New Orleans, boy, in July. Whew.
It's too hot for me down south. I can't do it.
Can't be this funny, man. I try not to be healthy. I just bring it out for 2 hours a week. Only, as we all know, this week I've only brought it out for about a half hour because for 90 minutes I was just gabbing. Oh yeah, what's up? Yeah, I'm taking all the preliminary shots here. I'm stealing your guys' thunder from you. Nola is amazing. Yes. All right, we've hit 10:30, and I know Johnny Grooms didn't have to exercise a lot of his jaw muscles tonight. But are you ready to call it a night, JG?
Yeah.
He's tired from being silent. And man, when you're silent for 90 minutes, boy, that can work up a heck of a nap. And we're gonna let JG go. I am obviously tired because I've been talking all night. And we're going to next week we've got Captain Stash. Captain Stash will be on here next week. Anything else you got, Johnny?
I don't know yet. See.
All right. Well, one of these days we might learn. All right. I've said enough.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all. Bye-bye.